Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches, and boy, is it good to be back. I spent a couple of weeks in Europe visiting my family. It's been almost 2 years since I've seen them, so I apologize for not making any content in that time, but I was enjoying their company. But I'm back, and today we're going to talk about 4 brands that used to lose a ton of value and are now doing way better than you may think. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the Breguet Marine. Absolutely love this bad boy. Took it with me to Europe. Wore it almost every day. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. We just got in 3 great watches you will love. A Tudor Advisor alarm. One you don't see very often. One of the best priced alarm watches on the market. A Patek Calatrava 5196G. Full box, full papers, classic manual wind watch. And a white dial Rolex Explorer 2 216570, the recently discontinued model. Guys, you can check out all those watches and more at delraywatch.com, link in the description below. So guys, I'm going to talk about 4 brands that have picked up in value. Brands that used to be pretty terrible at value retention, and now we're doing way better. These are in no particular order. The first one we're going to go with is Bulgari. Bulgari, boy, I remember buying Bulgari aluminums from customers for $400 and I could barely sell them for $5.99. Bulgari was a company that made great watches for a long time. They owned Daniel Roth, they owned Gerald Genta, but they got no respect until they recently came out with the Octo, less than a decade ago. Those watches have become Bulgari's new talisman, their new icon. They hold value very well, and now they're recreating pieces from their past, like they just came out with the aluminum line again, which seems to hold value pretty well, even though the previous aluminum lost about 94.8% of its value the second you bought it. Not sure why that is, even though Bulgari has always made good watches, and I am happy to kind of see them pick up again. Tudor. Tudor's another good one, but Federico, Tudor always holds value. No, they don't. Remember when they left the US and they made the Hydronaut? Remember that? Hydronaut? $4,000 watch worth like $42? Yeah, you don't remember that. Tudor was the garbage bin of value retention for a long time. Even the Tudor Tigers didn't hold value, and they look like Daytonas. And now Tudor Tigers are anywhere between $4,000 to $10,000 depending on which one. Hydronauts still aren't worth a damn, but Black Bays, Black Bay GMTs, Black Bay 58s are all worth pretty close to what you pay for them, and in some cases higher. Tudor has done a great job at value retention by stopping to make hideous watches and by kind of making watches that look a little bit closer to their Rolex brethren. So you can make people feel like you're part of the Rolex family for not quite spending as much. Do I think Tudor deserves this value retention? Well, I'm a self-proclaimed Tudor hater. I do think they're totally piggybacking off of Rolex, but they do make decent watches. Do they deserve to retain almost all their value? No, they don't. But Rolex has done a great job, and Tudor is on top with this one, so I gotta give them props. The next one is a brand I love, Moser. I remember when I bought my Moser Endeavor 41mm in rose gold for like $6,000. That was about 4 years ago. Now that watch is over 10 grand. Moser, which is like an entry-level FP Journe. I don't think they'd like that moniker, but they're an independent that makes high horology. Watches that I love, and I own multiple models. They weren't very well respected. But I think with a mixture of Moser's hilarious campaigns and with watches more people would wear, like the Pioneer and the Streamliner, sports watches before they were almost all entirely gold dress watches, Moser has come into the heart of us watch geeks. And with companies such as Govberg pretty much buying every Moser from every other dealer and pumping them up artificially, just like they did with Journe, I think Moser's headed in the right direction. For good reasons, for bad reasons, for both. But Moser, take a look. Their prices are shooting up. Next is Omega. Omega. A brand that didn't lose a ton of value, but now, like Tudor, retains almost all of it. People can get Submariners and Daytonas, so they get Seamasters and Speedmasters. And Seamasters seem to be drying up. And, not entirely dried up, not long waiting lists, but it's not exactly easy to get a Seamaster, especially at a discount. So this one is pretty simple. I think this has to do with Omega making great watches, Rolex making it impossible to buy watches, and people making the right choice, in my opinion, and going with an Omega at half the price. I don't know. I think this is, great news. Omega value retention. I think now that people see that it's holding value, more people would be willing to buy it as well. So it's almost like a vicious circle when it comes to value retention. But yeah, Omega definitely up there and selling for higher prices today than they did just a couple of years ago. Anyway, guys, that's it for today, but I'm very happy to be back. I'm going to be making content regularly again, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It always helps, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.